How difficult is it to get a divorce from a spouse who has disappeared? How difficult is it to get a divorce from a spouse who's disappeared more than 10 years ago? No note, no trace, no explanation. If you urgently need to remarry, what processes would one need to prepare for? While I cannot speak for all jurisdictions, I can talk about what happens in Utah, where I practice divorce law. The answer to your question would be, it does not matter whether you can find your spouse to serve him or her in person with a summons and complaint for divorce. Why? Number one, because the law anticipated situations where a potential defendant or respondent in a lawsuit might try to hide and avoid service of process in the hope that if you can't serve me with the summons and complaint, then how can you sue me? Well, you can sue. How? Number two, by making provision for serving someone who is hiding or avoiding service. See Utah Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 4, B5A and B, which provides that if the whereabouts of the person to be served are unknown and cannot be ascertained through reasonable diligence, or if service upon all of the individual parties is impractical under the circumstances, or if there is good cause to believe that the person to be served is avoiding service, then the party seeking service, the one who filed the lawsuit, may file a motion to allow service by some other means. If the motion is granted, the court will order service of the complaint and summons by means reasonably calculated under all the circumstances to apprise the named party or parties of the action. This means that you could obtain leave from the court to serve your spouse by a certified mailing of the summons and complaint to your spouse's last known address, or by having a copy of the summons and complaint delivered by FedEx or UPS to your spouse's last known address, or by emailing a copy of the summons and complaint to your spouse's last known email address, or perhaps by sending an instant message or text message to your spouse notifying him or her that a divorce action has been filed in court against him or her and directing him or her to obtain and review a copy that is on file with the court, or, although this happens a lot less, you could have the court order you to publish the summons in a newspaper of general circulation in the county in which the publication is required. After your hiding or disappeared spouse has been served by one of the alternate means provided in Rule 4D, if your spouse does not file a responsive pleading within the time given to do so, then you can apply for entry of your spouse's default and request entry of default judgment against your absentee spouse.